what to expect after you reset your retention and Nofap streaks. I'm going to be sharing with you guys what happens personally within me. After I reset my streak, I notice I get tired, but essentially I'm going to dive more in depth on some of these downsides or what to expect after you reset your streaks. Of course, this doesn't apply to everybody. It's going to apply to the vast majority of people, but keep in mind everybody's body is built differently, so you may see some of these things that I'm talking about here in this video. Alright, so the first thing I want to mention is after reset a streak, the first thing that I notice is I get instantly tired. There is a science behind this. Essentially your body relaxes, it goes into a calm state of mind, and that's why you become tired. Like the vast majority of people, they reset their streaks at night just because it kind of helps them sleep. And for instance, I've been resetting my streaks because of my relationship that I'm currently in. If you guys watch my previous video, well, essentially I talk about, hey, with relationships it becomes more difficult to practice retention and Nofap, but essentially you're going to notice that you're going to become tired, drained instantly after you reset your streak. The next thing that you're going to notice is that you become less driven, less motivated. Pretty much these are all the inverse or the opposites of benefits. So whatever benefits you're going to notice a lot of your benefits disappear. But then again, you may not see all your benefits disappear. But I noticed instantly I become less driven, motivated to do things. I become more lazy, I procrastinate. I'm like, okay, I should do this, and then I never do it. And this is something that I noticed that I'm like, oh, okay, well, that freaking sucks because I had this planned out, that planned out, but then I'm just there and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And you go into this self-doubt kind of mind, you're no longer driven, and essentially you won't follow through on certain little things. The next thing you'll notice if you guys do hit this benefit is essentially you're going to notice that you're going to become less confident within yourself. So essentially I do get this sort of confidence that essentially I'm like, oh, okay, well, I feel really confident in the way I'm walking, and then especially the way I'm talking and presenting myself. I feel very confident, my voice deepens, and when I reset my streak, I notice that typically goes away. I notice that I become more shy, more timid, and a lot more self-doubt presents itself within my mind. And this is something that you guys might notice, might not. Go ahead and comment down below if you guys do notice this or any of the downsides when you reset your streak, if you guys do experience them, because I'm kind of interested to see who out there experiences these sort of similar things. The next thing you'll notice is the brain fog stage. So right after you reset your streak, you're going to notice that you become tired, and then you become a little bit slow, sluggish, and then like how I mentioned earlier, you become less motivated, driven, but you'll also notice that you become a little bit more foggy. Your thinking isn't as clear. You're a little bit slower. So if somebody's to talk to you, you'd have a little bit of a slower response, and also you're thinking quicker, quickly. If you're able to think on the quicks, that's actually going to slow down. You're going to notice that you feel a little bit more off, more clumsy, making more mistakes. And I noticed this especially after I reset my streak. I'm like, oh, okay, I just go blank. My mind is just thinking, and then even the way I'm talking, I make more mistakes in my words. Honestly, I think I have a little bit of my speech. I know I mess up on it quite a bit, but I mess up on it a whole lot more. And whatever mistakes you guys typically make, you're going to notice an increase in it, and it's going to happen more and more often than what it usually should. One thing I forgot to mention is if you're on the higher end of a streak and you reset it, it's like cutting it in half. So whatever benefits you see in the halfway mark, you may see some of them reduce. You may not lose your benefit 100%, but you're going to notice that it becomes a little bit weaker. So there's tons and tons of retention benefits and Nofap benefits. People mention feeling energetic, driven, confidence, testosterone, all these additional benefits. You're going to notice that you may not go all the way back to ground zero. You're going to notice that you may still have that benefit of feeling confident, but your confidence isn't 100%. It's more 75% or 50%. And people think that when you reset your streaks, you go all the way back to day zero, which isn't typically the case. You'll notice it within yourself. So like I said, everybody's built differently. In my personal case, I'll notice that I become let's say on a 2 to 3 week streak, my energy level probably gets cut in half. I still feel very energetic the next following day, but if I was to reset my streak again, of course I would feel super tired, super sluggish, that brain fog, all these things that I mentioned before. But essentially, if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys in the next one.